Without wasting any time, moving forward to the session, I welcome again each one of you on behalf of Association of Muslim Professionals. I'm Humaira, your host today. I'm representing AMP and I'm working as Operations Manager at AMP USA. Let me introduce you all to our expert speakers of today's follow-up session, Mr. Imran Ahmed Khan Saab and Mr. Danish Nadeem Saab. Assalamu alaikum to both of you. So Mr. Imran Ahmed Khan Saab is the Director of International Marketing at Eurasia Institute in Germany, and Mr. Danish Nadeem Saab is a Senior Consultant and Data Scientist at Atos in Netherlands. I will request Mr. Danish Nadeem Saab to proceed with the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mera, and hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. So this is the second series. We have received a lot of questions. We were very delighted to look at all the questions, all the curiosity you had. We tried to split it into different sessions because questions were focused on countries like Germany and then outside Germany. And also a few questions were also raised concerning the employment opportunities and so on. So what we tried to do is like we made a very compact session on German education. And today we are going to talk about other opportunities in other European countries. Especially most of the questions were asked with respect to what are the other countries where English taught programs are offered. So we have selected a few of the few countries where these English taught programs are offered. And I hope that would be beneficial to all of you. So let's start. Let me share my screen and then we proceed from there. So do you see my screen now? Yes. All right. So as I said, we had several sessions planned already. So now we are in the second session, education opportunities in other European countries. We'll try to go a bit more into several countries that are offering free or subsidized tuition fee. And also, even if the tuition fee is there are opportunities for looking for scholarships. So stay tuned and let's see if something that is interesting to you, you can also come back and then raise your questions and we will try to answer in our best way. This is the big picture, European Union, consisting of 27 countries. We have United Kingdom, which will be leaving European Union by the end of this year. So that will be 26 countries left, 27 countries, I would say. And then you can see that most of the countries are still, under the same educational opportunities where you could have education with almost low or free tuition fees. I would say specifically Norway is not here because Norway is not a part of the EU, but it's a part of EEA, European Economic Area. That's why it's not shown here. But then we will especially talk about Norway because Norway and Germany has an possibility to get almost free tuition education. For the rest of the countries that we will talk about is the Netherlands, Sweden, Finland briefly, and of course, Norway. So the point is that we want to give you an impression where you could see if, other than Germany, any country interests you, especially if you're interested in English taught programs, so you could actually look for and find opportunities. So we will give you more kind of an overview. And then from there on, you can always find more information and look for the programs that are interesting to you. All right, again, it's a quick recap from the first session. Why European education? Of course, we have emphasizing a lot to all of you that it's a place where you have a lot of good opportunities, especially education is recognized, quality education is offered, and then there is a good possibility of permanent settlement. You have a good possibility of having a good career here. The universities are very well connected. And then, of course, it can give you a good professional life once you are graduated in the European university. At the same time, you can also imagine one visa allows you to travel in any of the European countries, which also gives you a lot of opportunity to explore further what kind of things that you can do. And you can also do, for example, internship. If you come to one country, you can do internship in another country without having to go through any of the detailed visa requirements. And of course, last but not the least, it's a very multicultural and multilingual society. So each country has its own language. a lot of diversity, a lot of international people. So that's interestingly very fun for being a student here and to explore the opportunities in the Europe. Again, it's a recap slide where I mentioned last time that few of the countries where education is free. When we say free, it means that tuition fee is not asked by the university, because those universities are funded by the government. And especially if you see the Norway and the Germany, they offer free education. And rest of the countries also offer quite a subsidized tuition fee as compared to the English speaking countries like Canada, Australia, USA, and so on. So I think most of you should also try to explore different opportunities within Europe so that you could see rather than spending a lot of money and going to any other English speaking country, you can have a similar kind of career prospects just by exploring other opportunities within Europe. It could be the case that you have to learn a language here, you have to kind of, get used to the lifestyle, but then that has always an added advantage to your profile. Again, it's also about, this picture shows the green side where the cost of living is low. These countries where, I mean, by now you already have in your head a lot of countries from Europe, so that you know that the eastern part of the Europe is low in cost of living. As you move western side, their cost of living, it increases. And again, it's up to you to decide where you want to focus. But then again, you also have to see what kind of career prospects you have. Germany is still quite interesting country, and we have been emphasizing again and again. We have a more experience there. Myself also graduated from Germany. Imran is there. So we have been talking a lot about German opportunities as well. But then we are also looking and kind of trying to give you information about how you can go to other countries and see if there are programs that are interesting to you and that could be offered in English. So that's the overview slide, and I think Imran would take further to go on to specific countries, Sweden and I would say Norway, right? And then I will take further from the Netherlands and Finland, because I'm in the Netherlands, so I can tell a bit more from that experience. So let's stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, MP, for this opportunity to come here again and talk to the participants. And welcome everyone. Once again, it's been a pleasure to be with you guys, sharing our experiences, also trying to assist you, guide you, and help you. As Danish already mentioned, this is actually a follow-up session because during our very first webinar rather, we had asked, or students have asked, questions about different destinations. So most of the questions were about Germany. So we had last week a session about Germany, which was also compact and very well visited. And now I would like to expand this on not only about Germany, but also generally about EU and Schengen countries. You have seen in the very first slide, different countries, like 27 countries under EU. And our idea was to give you general information and as well as the situation as an international student being here studying for bachelor's or master's program. So first of all, I mean, what are the possibilities? Which subjects are available? I would say usually all types of study programs, all fields are available in different countries and different universities. You can see on my slide, you can come for engineering, you can come for business, humanities, you can come for art, applied sciences, life sciences, even social science programs are available. But mostly, I mean, interest among international students are firstly to go for engineering programs, business programs, and some of them are interested to come for humanities, especially at higher level. For example, to go for a research program. And these are the major areas where usually students look at to come for abroad for higher education, especially in Europe. Yes, the procedures, I mean, generally about EU. First of all, it is very important. You need to consider after going through the information available already with you or after the seminar, different countries of your interest according to maybe the quality of education, geographical location, job and career opportunities, subjects available, as well as another important aspect is budget, how much money, and policies of the government. Okay, generally you need to look at the courses available in different universities in EU. Definitely you have a background education, then you look at the program accordingly. Yeah, either you have worked for a couple of years, maybe you would like to go for interdisciplinary programs. So first step always is after deciding about your destination to look for subjects and courses available at different universities in EU. Okay, every university has a online portal to apply for admissions. So you need to read, you need to locate which documents are required, fill in the application form, and then you have to apply. Certainly every country, every university has, application deadlines and the criteria. Some universities require just online application. You need to fill in the form as well as attach or upload your documents. The list of documents are also given. And some universities, or even some countries, you need to send the hard copies or paper form of the documents, usually either legalized documents, notarized documents, or apostille documents. This all is given within the checklist of the documents required for the application of admission. Definitely there are deadlines. We will discuss about deadlines of application for different countries and different universities in my further slides. But the general criteria is you need to apply and wait for the admission. Once the decision is made, you need to accept the admission. It's very important. You need to inform the university. Yes, I am interested and I am going to take this seat. They would give you a deadline for the acceptance, because sometimes it happens you have applied for different universities and different countries, and you might go for country A and not for country B, or maybe university A or subject A. But that's why university need to get a confirmation from you for the acceptance. Once you have decided and confirmed that you're going to attend, the next stage would be they would send you the final admission or confirmation, and you could apply for your visa. So this was a general procedure for which applies almost all the European Union countries and universities. In our very first session, we have also briefly discussed about Norway, very beautiful country. But now I would like to go a bit in detail. What are the possibilities? You can see already that there are almost 10 universities. Importantly, we are focusing on English taught program in all of the countries that we will talk about today. So there are 10 universities available, or university colleges are available, which are, state owned or state recognized colleges as well. And they have about 250 master's degree program. So good news for those who are looking to come after their undergraduate studies. There are 250 master's degree programs available, which are taught in English. And fewer programs, like only 15 programs are there at bachelor's level. If you compare it with Germany, like in our previous session, we had a couple of thousand programs available at undergraduate level. But in Norway, as the number of university is less, small country, that's why for bachelor students or interesting students after high school, there are fewer programs available. Yeah, one of the attraction of Norway is having, it's among one of the highest standards of life. On the other hand, education is again funded, completely subsidized by the government. Okay, and this makes Norway also very attractive, especially after your undergraduate programs. Those who are coming for master's degrees, there are quite a good options available. And I have shown also on my slide the application period. It is for the main intake, which starts usually in the month of September and October every year. Being a student in Norway, yeah, there are definitely part-time jobs available, and you are allowed to work. Okay, you are allowed to work, and you can earn your own living expenses. You don't need to be dependent on your families or parents or your sponsors. And if you are here in Norway, you can enjoy a very good standard of life. People are very nice. I mean, especially you will have a lot of places for sightseeing. For your holidays, you can spend very good time in Europe while staying here. And students usually, when they have holidays, they tend to work. But we always encourage also, it is also good to spend some time or spare some time to go and look around, because being in Europe, you don't need a visa to go to any of the Schengen countries. Okay, just pack your backpack, maybe on a short or longer weekend, or as a short leave on the weekend, or if you have time for a week, make a small group of friends, go and explore Europe. You would definitely enjoy. So we were talking about students are allowed to work and you can earn enough money for your own living expenses in Norway while being a student. And not only that, you know, in Europe, once you are, I mean, having a status of student, usually you are having also a status of resident in Europe. Like you will be having a residence permit, which allows you not only to look for exchange semester, look for an internship. You can choose any of the European Union countries. Usually universities are having huge network of partner universities all around the Europe. Even you would be allowed or you would be encouraged to go for an exchange semester, either in a different university in the same country, or you can choose, depending on your subject area, you can choose any of the university in other Schengen countries. Okay, this would give you a flexibility to learn more, flexibility to explore not only the educational opportunities, knowledge opportunities, I mean, to gain the knowledge, and also to, I mean, find out where, in which country, in which state you have better chances of settlement and job after completion of your education. At the bottom on the left side, we have given some websites, very useful links, which would help you to locate the subjects, courses available in different universities, the whole procedure and criteria, how to apply, when to apply, how to create or prepare your application documents or set of the documents. So maybe you can note it down, or later we'll share the slides also. So this would be definitely helpful for you, for those interested to explore Norway as a destination for higher education. Okay. We would take your questions later on. So please wait because I'm going to switch to the next country, which is Sweden. Yeah. Sweden has achieved also very good popularity among international students. There are lots of reasons. Definitely it is in Europe. You can see in the map where it is located. It's a neighbor of Norway. Sweden is having more opportunities for international students for choosing a university or subjects. You can see there are more than 100 degree programs available at undergraduate level, and about 1,000 master's degree programs are available. Okay, all of them are taught in English, because in our very first session, we have repeatedly asked this question that we want to explore study opportunities apart from Germany, but available in English medium. So Sweden could be another option if you're looking for English taught program, moving to Europe and getting this quality of education. But being a student in Sweden, I mean, you would not enjoy this status of funded or subsidized education, because there is a tuition fees, but still it is quite affordable. And the good thing is that in Sweden, you can apply for partial scholarships. Okay, so a part of your tuition fee can be covered through different types of scholarships available for international students going to come for studies in Sweden universities. Okay, so it ranges between 4,000 to 7,500 euros per semester, depending on the programs. Mostly the business study programs, like MBA programs, are a little expensive, like 7,500 euro for one semester and 15,000 euro for the whole year. But engineering program or program related to IT or technology, these ranges between 4,000 to 5,000 euro per semester. Okay. Once again, for Sweden as well as for Norway, you don't require such kind of blocked account. You just need to have around 21,000 euros. I mean, bank statement. You can show that you have this money in your own bank locally in your home country. Okay, you don't need to take this money with you, like you have to keep this blocked account in Germany or GIC a blocked account for Canada. Okay, so this amount can be shown in your account, even in local currency in your home country. So you don't need to take this money with you to Sweden, but you should have, if you're coming for bachelor degree, because it is for 4 years, like 21,000 euros, and for masters, it should be around 14,000 euros. And you can show this amount also, I mean, year-wise, that every year you have that amount of money. For example, for masters, if the requirement is 14,000 euro, you can have 7,000 euro in your bank for every year. Okay. In Sweden, also the quality of life is very high. I would rather say that it is a bit expensive in terms of living expense, but on the other hand, I mean, being a student, you are again allowed to work and you earn also accordingly. So lots of jobs available. There are lots of other advantages to come to Sweden. I would show this in my next slide, which makes Sweden even more attractive than Germany. Okay, it's interesting. For example, in Germany, as well as in Norway, that we have already discussed, you are, I mean, restricted to work only 20 hours per week. But being a student in Sweden, you are allowed full-time work, which means 40 hours. You are allowed to work 40 hours in a week. The spouse and dependents can also travel together with the principal, and they are also allowed to work, which is not the case in Germany. Okay, so this makes Sweden, in terms of earning some money during the education, more attractive even than Germany. If you have you can move with your family to being a student. You can take your family with you. The schooling of your kids would also be free of cost. The medical coverage or medical insurance for the whole family would be given free of cost to your whole family. You don't need to spend money on it. Okay, so these are some of the points why Sweden has become even quite, attractive for international students, and quite a good number of students are coming every year, because in my previous slide you have seen it's about 1,000 degree programs available after your bachelor's, and around 100 degree programs for undergraduate are also available, which are taught in English. Main intake is, like all other countries, it's August and September, and applications usually start a year before, already in October, and it ends mid of January every year. Okay, around April, university would decide if they are going to accept you, or if they feel that there are some documents missing or you need to submit some certifications, they would ask you, which you can furnish or submit between April and May. And then again, the decision would be positive for you. So the April is the month where all the universities are giving you the confirmation of the visa. And afterwards, you would submit the fees and apply for your visa. And like I said, there are partial scholarships available. I have given here, you can see on the top left, I have given a website where you will find all the universities, study programs, when to apply, and also all types of scholarships available. And also the criteria is given how to apply, what makes you eligible to apply for what type of scholarships. Okay. Another attraction similar to Germany is that post-study work is allowed. Even if you can get a settlement in Sweden, even after 1 year of education, if you have completed only 1 year of studies in Sweden, you can and you are working full time, and you can just switch from studying to your professional career. You don't need to continue your education if you get offer for a very good job. And if you are doing your job after 4 years of working in Sweden, you are eligible to apply for permanent residency in Sweden. Okay, which is not the case in Germany and Norway, where you first have to complete your education, and then start working, after 3 to 4 years, you would be eligible to apply for long-term residence. In Sweden, even after completion of 1 year study, you can accept the full-time job. And then if you have worked for 4 years, you are eligible to get a PR. I have mentioned few of the subjects, most popular subjects, which students are actually exploring or studying, international student. Mostly are engineering, IT, humanities, programs for doctors like MD, pharmacy, nursing, and business related subjects. Okay, so these are the most popular subjects which are offered in English in Sweden. So I think I would hand it over to Danish, because he would be telling you about the next interesting country. Please stay tuned.
Maybe you should let me share the screen. Yeah. All right. All right, so here I am in the Netherlands, just next to Germany. And I'm so excited to share my experiences as well, not only from the education perspective, but also in general, how we live here, lifestyle. And it's a very interesting country. Netherlands is very small compared to Germany. It's almost 1/10 of the size of Germany. It's in the west of the Germany, and you can see this is United Kingdom. So it's very well located. Amsterdam is the capital, and you can go from here to London in 1 hour flight. I hope after Corona. But then still you are very well connected by the roadways, public transport. So it doesn't feel like you are living in a different country. But at the same time, you are living in a different country. So if from here, I drive 2 hours, I'm in Germany without even feeling that there is a border in between. So that makes it very interesting. And I want to share this because once you're living in Europe, you're living in like one big country. And that is very interesting because here people are traveling a lot. There is a freedom to travel. There is no restriction on visa and all those kind of things once you are in the country. So I think Netherlands is especially interesting after United Kingdom because most of the programs here, actually, as I came to know that Dutch universities are offering the largest number of English taught programs in the continental Europe. So the continental Europe is the rest of the Europe beyond the island, the United Kingdom. And in this part of the Europe, Netherlands is the country where most of the English taught programs are offered. So that becomes very interesting for those who are interested to go on and learn in English programs. Another interesting aspect is 95% of the population, they are called Dutch people, they speak English. So that makes day-to-day life very easy. On everyday conversation, you're going to supermarket, you're going to shop, you're going to doctor, it becomes much easier. And I think Imran can confirm that because I moved from Germany to the Netherlands and I feel it's quite a ease, quite a feeling that, you're not bothered to speak German, even though I learned and speak German. But then moving to a country where people can speak to you in a very easy way, that makes a very interesting place to be. And also, I mean, for the newcomers, because in the beginning, you need to really orient yourself. You have to find your ways. So if the information is available in English, if the people are speaking English, that becomes very interesting. The picture you see is the city where I am right now. It's called Rotterdam. It's just right here. So that's another interesting place to be. It's like a commercial city of the Netherlands. Okay, for Netherlands, it's also called a very safe and a happy country because people are trying to balance their work with their life. And this is pretty much common in European countries, as it is not the case in our country, like in India and South Asia, where work is taking over your day-to-day life. And I think we have to understand this is very important, that happiness factor is also very much dependent on how much time you have to balance your work life with your personal life. So I think these, in general, I'm talking about Netherlands, but if you see overall in Europe, there is a high emphasis on people to actually spend their time with families, do things which they feel happy about. There are a lot of extracurricular activities going on. So I think in general, it's a very interesting place to be. Coming to the educational institutes, Netherlands also has a similar kind of universities, technical universities, where most of the programs are offered in technical subjects, engineering, a combination of different engineering disciplines, Then we have University of Applied Sciences here, where programs related to applied orientation, more related to industry application, these kind of programs are offered. And then university colleges where you have more specific kind of arts and humanities, these kind of programs are offered. Then there are institutes of international education where there are a lot of interdisciplinary programs are offered, especially for those people who are like into, let's say, they have already done a program, but they want to specialize after their graduation into a specific thing like hotel management, international marketing, these kind of interdisciplinary short-term courses that fall under the institutes of international education. And most of the programs there are offered in English. Types of degree, you can see there are 344 bachelor degree programs offered in English. And then we have a master's program, which is quite a large number of master's program are offered in English. The thing is that there is a lot of international students coming here because of ease of life, number one. Number two, the education is in English, so they can immediately start with what they have learned. There's no language barrier as such that they have to switch to other. Although there are also a lot of programs, in fact, larger number of programs are offered in the local language, which is called Dutch. So the Dutch language also offers a lot of opportunity here. If you are interested, again, the same procedure is there. You have to learn the language up to the B2 or C1 level so that you can start learning at the university. What is interesting in the Netherlands, which is not in the case of other European countries, is a new program called Professional Doctorate in Engineering. This is a very interesting program because this program is offered soon after the master's program. So when you are finishing your degree, and it is offered in a technical subject. So if you have, let's say, engineering degree in India, BTech degree, and you want to specialize in your subject, like MTech, so you could come here for master's, but then soon after you can also go to professional doctorate engineering. What is there is like, it is very much related to industry. You work, and at the same time, you are also studying. So your employability is going very high soon after you finish. It's a kind of a sandwich program between master's and PhD. But the only good thing here is it's directly applied to the industrial applications. And most of the time, in fact, 95% of the time, it is funded by the university. So if you are given an admission to the PD, Inc., in short, they call it, then you are actually funded. So you are on a scholarship. You expect somewhere around 1,200 to 1,300 euros a month. And that is very interesting because then you are being paid for the work. You have a very high possibility of getting a job. So this is very interesting. And I think most of you who are looking for this kind of short-term program with your some professional work experience, you should definitely look for this program. And of course, PhD, which is a standard. But in the Netherlands, although we have a different session on that topic, in the Netherlands, PhD program is for 4 years, unlike 3 years in other European countries. But you have to keep in mind, it's very difficult also to finish the program in 4 years. Officially, the time is 4 years, but while you are doing your research, it takes longer. And it's not very uncommon that people are finishing their program in 5 or 6 or even 7 years because of several issues. But then there is another part that you can, as I also said, that people try to balance their life from profession to their work, to their personal life. So it is always the case that people try to take it easy. You know, they go slow, they try to do things easily. So there is a lot of flexibility here. So that's why it's always interesting to do your work and also to give time to your family. Okay, some information about the tuition fee structure. Netherlands definitely is not a free country, if I would say so. It's a country where you have to pay for your education. But the thing is that, of course, it is for the non-Europeans, people who come from outside Europe. But those who are here, for them, it is free. And it is rather paid by the government. So even if someone is from other European country and moving to Netherlands for a study, they will be given a stipend to continue their education. So I think from this perspective, it is interesting because those of you who want their kids to be educated, they have a lot of free choices here. But for the non-Europeans, there is a certain fee structure. For bachelor program, you can see it is somewhere between 6,000 euros to 15,000 euros per annum. And again, it depends on the program that you are enrolled at. Same likewise for the master's program, 8,000 euros to 20,000 euros. Again, it depends on which program you are enrolled at. But the good thing is you also have a good opportunity to get a scholarship. So most likely, if you are active, you have a good grade, you have a good recommendation, you have a good experience, you can get a scholarship as well. And I have mentioned a link where you can explore the possibilities. And I'm going to give you some of information on what kind of scholarships are available. Living expenses, as you see, it's also coming to the range of other European countries. It's slightly more expensive than Germany, especially the cost of living, the rent, it is a slightly more higher. So the average rent falls, the average living expense falls between 800 to 1,000. But again, it's up to you. What's your lifestyle if you want to save some money there? And also depends where you are living. If you're living in bigger cities, of course, it's more expensive as compared to the elsewhere. Average IELTS score, because if you're going for English taught program, you have to have an English language certificate. So for IELTS, you need roughly about 6.0. And for TOEFL internet-based test, you need on average 80 points. It is the minimum requirement. The higher, it is always better. The picture you see is it's a country of tulips and a windmill. It's a very beautiful country and definitely a place to think about. The scholarships. Yes, here you have a lot of opportunities. You can see a list of scholarships that I mentioned, where you could apply for any of these which suits you. Especially, it's interesting for people from India, Orange Tulip Scholarship, where you could see there is a specific category for Indian students to look for opportunity and in general get funded for your tuition fee. So then you are also in the same zone where you have a free education, you have to manage your lifestyle, living expenses. And as I said, 95% of the population is speaking English. So there's a very much possibility to find jobs or part-time jobs during the study. And also after you complete your education, you have 1 year of visa to stay here, to find jobs, to look for other job opportunities. The interesting picture that you see, it's from the same city where I am in Rotterdam. It's a very interesting architecture, just for the information, and that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much. We are open for the question session. But before that, we are going a bit more into Finland. I think because we are talking about English taught programs, Finland is another interesting country where you could see about 400 English taught programs are offered. And then there are different universities, which is also similar to what I mentioned, University of Applied Sciences. You have to always think like University of Applied Sciences are offering courses related to the applied domain, industrial application, and these kind of things. So if you have that kind of orientation, please look for University of Applied Sciences programs. But if you are more related or interested in research programs, try to go for universities. Of course, Finland is also a country where it used to be up until 2017 that the tuition was free. But after that, they have started asking for tuition fee from the international students, which is slightly uninteresting, especially if you're coming from outside Europe. But then at the same time, they have also opened a lot of scholarship opportunities. So if you are there, you have the possibility to find out different possibilities there to get a scholarship. And also, if you come here as a working professional, you have a blue card, you can also go for a free tuition. So they have still a kind of eligibility for the blue card holders. I think we have discussed enough in the previous session about blue card. And I think this is another interesting thing to consider. It's another nice and beautiful country next to Sweden and Norway. In total, it is called Scandinavia. So they are also quite nice, and the living standard is very good and very safe. Only thing is, I mean, coming from the warmer country, you have to get used to the climate here. It's a bit more colder. And yeah, it's different experience. So you can still think about it. That's it. Thank you. And I think the session is open for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Imran sir and Danish Nadeem sir.
Welcome.
So first of all, I would like to welcome Shehzad Muqaddam Saab in the session today. He's also from AMP. He's representing here. Assalamu alaikum, Shehzad bhai. I'll now take questions one by one. So actually, Shehzad sir has also done his education from UK. So I think it's wonderful to have him on board today. So the first question I would read is, how do I get the certification for C1 level German proficiency?
C1 level, depending on, this is a common European framework of references. According to this, I mean, it can be any language, if because it's not specified which language he's talking about. But if they're talking about German or any other language, we need to start learning. It is possible to complete your German language or English language or Dutch language or Swedish language anywhere usually, because in the cultural centers of the embassies in your home country, such opportunities are given. Okay, maybe the student, if this participant can speak up which language he's asking about and from which country, maybe I can tell a bit more in detail.
So he's asking about German language.
German language, it can be learned here in Germany. It can be learned in UAE, it can be learned in India, it can be learned in Shanghai or Dhaka or elsewhere. But it is recommended to learn the language, I mean, at least the higher level from B1 onwards, because language has, according to the common framework, language has 5 or 6 levels. A1, A2 is the beginner's level. B1, B2 is the intermediate level. C1 is usually the level which is required to start education in the university. Once again, the last level, which is called C2. If you have C2 level, it is equal to the native speakers. So usually C1 is the level required to start education in the university, and it is recommended to learn higher levels of language in the country where it is spoken.
All right. So I see that he has raised his hand also. So I have just unmuted him so that he can interact with you with his query.
Sure.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
Yeah, my question was about the certification. Where would I get the certification of the C1 level? Does that differ from different countries, or?
No. Okay. So where are you right now?
I'm in Saudi Arabia right now.
Is it possible to, I mean, certification, what I have understood is to take the exam and get the certificate, right?
Yes.
So usually there is a Goethe Institute there. Where have you learned German language?
From the internet, practically.
For how long?
I just started, after your session, I started looking into it.
Okay. C1 is a level which is really high. A certificate is accepted by the university. I mean, if you have it from a recognized place. For example, Goethe Institute is one, right? Similarly, Eurasia Institute, where I'm working at the moment, it is also accepted by the university, but university doesn't need a certificate of C1 to give you admission. They need, I mean, a bit different certificate. For example, for you to, understand this, you have C1 level of English, which is equal to IELTS 6.5, right? But it doesn't matter where you learn it. At the end, you need to take IELTS from British Council, correct?
Yes.
Similarly, in Germany, you can learn C1 level from anywhere, but the university accept a certificate called Test DAF, Test of German as Foreign Language. Alternatively, they accept DSH. It is German entrance exam for university. Alternatively, they accept TELC C1. Okay, coming up to C1 level, you can avail this or reach this from anywhere, but at the end, you need to have a particular certified document from recognized institution like Goethe Institute, like TELC Institute, like TestDAF Institute, and this certificate would be accepted to give you the final offer from the university.
Okay, thank you. That was
okay. There are lots of resources available, either completely free or partially free or subsidized, where you can learn German language online. At least I would suggest to go for a basic 2 levels, A1 and A2, and then go and attend a class in an environment where people use the language.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Can I ask another question from Danish there?
Yeah, sure, please.
Please go ahead.
Yes, my question was, this one was about Netherlands and Finland and other countries you talked about. I was wondering, because Imran sir told in the last session very comfortingly how easy it is to settle in Germany postgraduate after the degree. But can you give us more insight of how it would be like to, get a job or in Netherlands or Finland, for example?
Sure. Yes, as we see here, the interesting thing is here you have a lot of English possibilities. So you could actually look for jobs in English. As I said, a lot of people here speak English. There's a standard, how do you call that, procedure here, because most of the country which comes under European Union, they have a kind of a common agreement on the mobility, on the job, that when you find some job, you can also move from location A to B, country A to B. So same likewise in the Netherlands also, when you finish your study, you have 1 year job search visa. During that period, you can apply for different jobs, which is relevant to your study. Once you find a job, that time when you are having a contract, you actually get a work permit. We can talk in detail about work permit types, which is one of the types is a EU blue card, which allows you to work here, and then in the long run, after a few years, you can settle. So I think it's pretty much the similar thing. If you are in any of the European countries, you graduate from there, you have a time to find a job. Normally, on average, it's 1 year. And then during this time, when you find a potential employer, they will give you a contract which translates into a work permit given to you by the government you are at. For example, if you're in Netherlands, you get a permit from the Netherlands. If you're in Germany, you get a permit from Germany, Sweden, or elsewhere. While you're working, if you have a blue card, then you can move from country A to B with the same permit. So that's also possible. So that's why I'm trying to give all of you an impression that once you're in a Europe or EU, you should feel like you are in a one big country, which has kind of a legalized in a similar way, or most of the time in a legal way, so that you could easily move from location to location. So yes, I think it's what you thought, what you heard about Germany is also applicable to other countries. Again, the question is which country has more possibility of job or less. That will really depend, because in, for example, Germany, you have more possibility of jobs related to auto industry, more related to technology,
Mechanical.
for example. Yes, exactly. So, and if you go to Netherlands, there are more jobs related to civil engineering, because they are doing a lot of work related to architecture, civil engineering, those kind of stuff. Again, if you move to the northern countries like Sweden, Denmark, they are working on renewable energy. So there are big companies there. If you go down to the south, like Austria and Switzerland, they have a different industry. So this way, where you are focused on, you can find different jobs. But then again, the procedure is similar. You can look for jobs. Once you have a job, you can continue.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So next I will unmute Colonel Faraz Salim to ask his question. Mr. Faraz, please unmute yourself and you may be able to talk then.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you
Yes,
are.
sir.
Okay, thank you so much. And first of all, unfortunately, I missed both your webinars before, the first one and the second one. And today I fortunately could catch up. It is very, very fruitful. I can see that. My question is, which might be pertinent to others in the forum as well. As you can see, it is flashed there. Some of the professionals I find who are already working in India, they find that they're trying that if they can get themselves enrolled in one of these European countries and for a master's program, because mostly funds may not be a very serious issue with them. People who are working 10 years, 15 years down their career, even they are also planning to immigrate for reasons that are understood by you and me, the very reasons why we need to get organized and form organizations like AMP and all that. So you would understand why people are looking to immigrate. So one of the options, like I find maybe above average or whatever, the people who are in mid management and sometimes even senior management, they are looking that if they can just get themselves enrolled in one of these master's program and pursue one of the careers. So the concern is it's a 2-point concern. Firstly, once, for example, if I take about myself, it's been 20 years down my career, And will this enrolling any of these master's program, particularly in European countries, will it be a hindrance? Because like some of the countries, they say that if you have a gap in education, somehow they don't welcome you. They are not very keen on admitting you and giving you in master's program. And secondly, the post these programs are over, which all countries would be the best recommended options? I mean, in terms of they allow work permission to work once the program is over, like 2 years, like UK offers. I think with the new regime coming in, that will be effective from 1st of January. I think they are allowing 2 years once your master's program is over. So is it the same case in European countries as well? Unfortunately, my question might sound a little naive because I could not attend one of your the first 2 sessions, as I said. So could you please help me with it?
Thank you, Faraz. I can take up this question. Partly I can answer, and maybe Imran can follow up on that. Yes, for question concerning the gap, it's really up to you if you are interested in restarting your education. European education is based on lifelong learning. So there is a highly encouraged approach here. Even the methodology is also about, you can come back anytime, because people are going into the industry, coming back for education, because even the education is changing here. The point is that a lot of disciplines are combining together. I am a data scientist. This topic didn't exist 10 years ago. But now what is happening, a lot of disciplines are coming and merging together. That makes a new subject, a new application. A lot of people are thinking, wow, this is interesting. So they come back, they learn. So this gap year or gap years doesn't matter as much if you have a way to convince why you want to come back to academia. So that is the thing. Most of the times, people who have work experience are rather preferred in some of the programs because it also increases their employability. That helps the university to sell their program better. Because if you come for example, an MBA program, a program which is more professional with more job oriented, with your experience, it adds to that, I think. Second part of your question is more concerning the time that you get after you complete your education. Then of course it varies slightly. For example, in Germany, Imran, correct me, is it 1.5 years, right? And in Netherlands, it's 1 year. But that's quite a longer period of time to find a job if you have really done good work in your education. I would say average time to find a job in Netherlands, for example, is 3 to 6 months.
Okay, what about Sweden, if you can tell me, please?
It is, again, the thing is depending on what you have studied, what kind of program it is, again, depending on it, if it is in high demand subjects and so on, there is a possibility that you can get a job. And again, it's not only Sweden, because once you graduate from a European university, you are also eligible to apply in Germany or France or elsewhere. So your horizon of applying to different programs or different opportunities is also increasing. And they prefer students who have graduated from a European university. So you have slightly cutting edge as compared to the non-Europeans, someone else who is applying from elsewhere. So that's what I think it helps you a bit to understand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It does just a small addition. I don't know if you people can help me with it. Which could be the best place? I mean, best place for masters in particularly in international relations and international security. This question, it's a slightly selfish one. I'm asking for my own interest. So
I think it's not a selfish one. It could be, of course, it's your path, but then it could be paths of several people. The thing is, it's good that when you ask about a specific subject, you have to look yourself. And I think you should definitely, that's also a part of learning to find out what you want. So if you're talking about international relations or security, when you talk about security, I assume you're talking about military security, right? Or cyber security, or is it?
Yeah, these days the domains have increased that. In fact, I'll tell you, in UK particularly, it is a very, very well established subject, that is international risk management, security, and which now includes all the domain. I mean, in times to come, it would be probably one of the most sought after, just like, these days you talk about sustainable development. Similarly, you're very soon, you will be talking about this thing that is called security and risk management. It might already be there since you people have already traveled. So UK, it is a very well established thing. Europe, I would like to find out if you can help me with it, just in case if you've overheard.
Got it. I think what you're trying to say is also a kind of interdisciplinary subject. So as I said, the English taught programs are taking into account the merge of different disciplines. So I think if you go through the slides that I shared today, these are the countries where highly encouraged to use these kind of programs by combining different disciplines and so on. Netherlands is one of the interesting country to look forward. Sweden is indeed as well, Denmark as well, and of course Germany. But the only thing is with German is that you have to learn the language and to get a bit more used to there. But then of course, I mean, it's not as mature probably as compared to other English speaking countries, but it is coming up and most of the programs are getting interdisciplinary. So you can look, or you could rather focus on the northern and the northwestern European countries.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
All the
welcome.
best. Good office.
Thank you. So next I will allow Mustafa Sheikh to speak. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. This is for brother Imran. In our last, it is in your last webinar, you have showed an expenses of 8,000 to 10,000 euro for learning Germany. I believe that is only for German taught program and not for English taught program. That is first part.
Okay.
Correct. So there is no cost
So I
involved
will
if
reply.
we are
Yes,
going
this
for.
This is the cost of learning German language if you are looking to go for German taught program from very beginning till advanced level required by the university. So if you're going for English taught program, this whole German language program is not required. But we have also suggested, maybe one of the previous seminars, even if you go for English taught programs, it is recommended to take, I mean, at least intermediate level of German language with you, because it would help you to get socialized fast, find the more or better or more opportunities for part-time jobs or even full-time jobs afterwards, and to make yourself comfortable living in Germany, even if coming for English taught program, okay? Because ultimate goal is not to, maybe some of you have this goal just to get a degree and move back or fall back to your home country or go to a third country. But if your goal is to have better prospects of settlement, career, job, it is highly recommended to learn German language.
Okay, thank you. I have second part of this. You know, we sometimes we hear the news of intolerance against a particular religion. So, is that one of a kind of newses, or how Germany is free for practicing our own religions, especially Islam? We heard some 2017 there was much of a news. So it is a one type of a news, or it's very
This was, I believe,
common?
one-time news, because if I talk, because I live here, I know I've been living here for almost 20 years now.
Okay.
They are very open. Definitely there are, I mean, kind of people in certain areas, certain regions of the country or states. But as we take it, as the whole Germany, it is very open, very tolerant, and they would accept you as yourself, having your cultural background, ethnic background, or religious background. But as a reward, automatically they expect the same respect and acceptance from your side also. Okay. Small example, you see, a couple of years ago, Germany has taken 1 million at least refugees from Syria and Iraq, right? This shows you their openness.
Yes.
Yeah. And you are free to
It's
practice whatever religion we are having. Everyone is free to practice their religion. Mosques are available everywhere. Halal food is available everywhere. And there is no difficulty I have at least found, or the people that I know have faced while living in Germany.
Thank you
Yes,
very much.
I can add a bit more
Thank
on
you.
that from the other countries' perspective as well.
Sure, sure.
I think it's also like a constant struggle. People have to come up with, when you come here, you're coming from a different country and a culture. There's a lot of awareness programs are being offered to make dialogues, to open communities, to be inclusive, which I also find it interesting, because here we also have open days. Open days means one of the days mosques are open, anyone is welcome inside. School children are welcome. anyone who is interested to know and learn about religion, they are also welcome. Not only mosques, synagogues are open, other places of services are open. So this kind of idea, and then the people are being getting aware, so this becomes more of an inclusive society. And that is what I like it, that here people are trying to open up a bit more. Of course, there are stereotypes and so on. But then as far as religious practices are concerned, you have a good legal protection. You have a good a society where you can always discuss and so on. And at the same time, I can also emphasize for the women who would like to explore the opportunities here. It's also quite safe in the way that you would like to practice the way you like to dress and so on. There are often on incidences and so on, and that could be considered for any country. But then in general, the atmosphere is open and well accepting.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next I will ask Mohammed Ibrahim to talk. Mohammed Ibrahim, you may unmute yourself and start speaking. Mohammed Ibrahim.
I'm unable to hear. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
We can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah. This I'm asking on behalf of my brother. He's studying in 11th standard right now, doing his commerce. So he want to pursue his bachelor's in either in Norway or Netherlands. So what are the options he can explore, and what is the score they look for in the 12th standard?
Your
Alright.
question is particularly about Norway and Netherlands, correct?
Yeah.
So I think part of the research that you have to do yourself for him, or at least help him, to explore what are the courses that he would like to do. And this is also very important, I think, for us to understand that when you come here, the university expects that you should take a lead on what you want to pursue. So it is very important that your brother takes an interest in what he likes to do, if he wants to go into any of the discipline. And then from there onward, there are a lot of programs available in English, even at the bachelor level in the Netherlands and Norway. The websites are given. You can look at it after the session, but you can also ask us later. The thing is that help them to understand what kind of interest they want. And then based on each of the program, there are requirements. Standard requirement is, of course, if it is in English, it's IELTS and the language requirement for English with certain band. On average, as I said, 6.0. That should be the minimum. Then, of course, the grades and motivation, and in general, if there is any specific project he has done or would like to do. And it's good that you have asked this question at an early age. He's in 11th grade. Most of you who are just leaving the school, you have more kind of motivation to come to a new country, learn a language, get integrated here, and also explore more opportunities. For later people, those who are coming after graduation for masters and so on, they have limited flexibility to learn a language or to integrate here. So I think it's good that those who are at the school level, the school leaving level, they should really get more focused on what they want to do. And in general, once they come here, whatever they decide, there's always an opportunity. Once you learn the language, you also have a large scope of looking for jobs, but also if you have your own other personal interests, because Europe also has a lot of opportunity for doing extracurricular activities, taking participation in sports, even going to a professional level, participating in the leagues and so on. So there are different possibilities. I think that's how you should start thinking.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And I'd like to appreciate your time and your consideration for the students. It's really commendable for giving so much of time for the upcoming students. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Mohammed Ibrahim, sir, for this feedback. Next, I would like Rashid Ansari to talk. So please kindly unmute yourself and start speaking.
Hello, yes, it's Rashid Ansari here. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My question is like, I want to pursue my master in data science field, but the problem arising while applying for the university side means most of the university side it's mentioned that the applicant should, from the academic background, they have completed in the master computer science. In the for means by bachelor degree should be in the master in the computer science, right? And but I have done math, my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering, but after that I switched my career. I did 6 month Hadoop course, and I switched my career into the data science field. I'm working as a data administrator for more than 3.5 years. So can you just please suggest me? It look like I'm struck. I'm unable to pursue my master in data science. So can you just please help me on this? That how I can manage and how I can get admission in the Master of Data Science.
I am trying to think how to help you here, because see, data science is a very broad field. You have to try to connect from the background you are coming. If you're coming from a background on a certain, you said mechanical engineering or
Mechanical engineering.
mechanical engineering. So of course you have to really look from there, what kind of data that you have been looking at, processing at, either it's the sensor data, real-time data, time series data. Based on that, try to look for the program, because there is no path like you have to have a computer science or any particular background so as to do a data science. The thing is, you have to, if you are coming from a discipline where you can generate a lot of data, or there is a use of it, because data science is basically a word which is around statistics and mathematics. So you have to have some kind of models, statistical model, which you train over machine, you do a machine learning and this kind of thing. So I think if you take either certification courses, that will improve your profile. Even after mechanical degree, you can go for short courses in data sciences that adds to your CV, and then you can always write your motivation letter to apply for these kind of programs. And I think that would definitely improve your chances.
I have also something to add up. Being a consultant, there are few opportunities where you can go for masters in data sciences, but in private universities. Okay, private universities would accept you to go for data. I can understand that you have been looking for public universities because maybe subsidized or scholarship or yeah, but private universities would definitely accept you. On the other hand, I don't know how. I mean, I know that you have worked in as a field of data and management of data. But one of the aspect is why to look for a particular program. Maybe we look at the future prospects, right? But you have a wonderful academic program you have taken, which is mechanical. Why don't you explore to go for upcoming new field related to mechanical, for example, automation, right? And these are two aspects that you can look at. One, either to, if you want to come abroad for, better career, more opportunities, looking at a different subject relevant to your previous education is one of the possibilities. Second possibility is that if you're really very focused on data sciences, please look for private universities.
And also a little bit of training, I think. Adding a more certifications would also help you, especially when you're looking for applied jobs. There is a high demand for certified data professionals. Even if you have a degree, it won't give you a certain edge than those who have a specific degree, more certifications, focusing on cloud computing, a bit more on deployment. So there's a whole framework called data ops, data in operations. So that includes a bit more than what you are looking for. So I think get more hands-on with experiences, a little bit of acquiring certifications. And on top of that, if you can have a data science degree, that really helps you.
Data science degree. So how can I get data science degree? Because I have done my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering. Yes. Then how can I get degree?
Yeah, sorry, I missed one point. You are definitely welcome to come here to do a data science degree in a public university at bachelor's level again.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
Thank you, Rashid. So now, next I would like to ask Yasir Khan to talk this question. Kindly unmute yourself and start speaking.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum assalam, Yasir.
Sir, this question is for both Imran sir and Danish sir. I I re- recently I recently got offer letter from two countries, Ireland and UK, and I saw that in your today's seminar there was no mention of Ireland as a country and how better prospectus it is for an international student to come and live there.
Because we wanted you to ask this question. As you see, there are 27 countries, and to cover up in each is quite a detailed session. And I think it's what we try to do is give you a kind of a orientation, an idea, and then also give you a kind of a pattern. So if you learn from one country how things work, you can already learn for other countries. If you have very specific question concerning Ireland or UK, you have to also understand Ireland and UK are slightly different connected to Europe. UK is leaving Europe, Ireland is in the European Union. So what we
Yeah, I
have,
have a question about that too. What is the condition of UK right now because of Brexit and
condition of what?
of UK right now because of Brexit?
So the condition is like after the Brexit, a lot of exchange that happens between the Europe, continental Europe and UK would slow down. There will be a lot of restructuring going on. Concerning the education, pretty much things will be same, but UK is now trying to bring in more talent because it will be slightly isolated from the rest of the Europe. So they want to increase their work labor pool to increase more and more people coming and working there. And for that, they are opening up to have up to 2 years of job search visa after you complete your education there. So that could be an interesting thing to think about. But as I said, we are trying to talk about the differentiator here. Why Europe is more interesting? Because with the similar or rather less amount of money, you can have similar or better education from European side as well. So I think this is what you have to decide whether you want to go to UK. That's also a good country to be there. And of course, there are a lot of English programs there. But then with the same amount of money, rather less amount of money, you can also have a degree in the European side. So I think this is all what you have to understand. And second point is about after you kind of, when you find a job and then you think about settlement and all, which country provides better flexibility. So if you are in the continental Europe side, then there is a high chance that while learning the language, you can go through the procedure of permanent residence as compared to UK, where there is a lot of people in the waiting list, high competition, and of course it's everywhere because it's an English country. A lot of international people are there, so that makes a bit more of a competitive society. So you have to think in this way how you can. But infrastructure wise, many sites, I think Europe. I am slightly biased, but I think Europe is even better on many parameters.
Right. I would also like to add only one point, an aspect of thinking or shifting the way how we think, it is not good just to follow others, what they are doing. It is important to have confident information for yourself. Important aspects are, how good is the economy of that particular country. This is the only factor, I would say, only factor which shows that how good my chances are for the employability. Okay, and if the country is allowing me to go for PSW, post-study work, yes or no? How are the facilities given to my family if I move to that particular country? Which or what benefits my kids are going to enjoy if I live or choose one particular country? These are some of the aspects, okay? My personal, Danish said he's a little biased. My understanding is that, of course, UK, Ireland are traditional destination for higher education. There's a lot of material, there are lots of information already available. There are hundreds and thousands of people are working as consultants sending you to UK and Ireland. But this part of the continental Europe is not that much explored. Main reason is that people don't have, having less awareness. universities are rather not working with such kind of typical stereotype consultants to offer them commissions so that they can promote. But on the other hand, the economy is very strong. The policies are flexible towards international people or students coming in, and the benefits being here in Europe alone as a student or being a family here, so quite huge if we compare it with any of the traditional destinations. Okay, so please look at other options also apart from these particular countries which are already traditional destination. Hundreds and thousands of people are already, I mean, seeking jobs, but there are not jobs available, right? So these are the facts. Please do some research and you will find it definitely more about it.
So,
And
sir, will my path become easier if I get my education from either UK or Ireland and shift to then this other EU countries?
The
yes,
dilemma, this a lot of people have asked me this question. In order to get to one country, complete one stage, get bit of settlement, try or understand the culture, it take couple of years. Okay, and then you make yours or find yourself a bit comfortable about that culture and country. Once being in one country, let's say A, spent there 5 6 7 years, and then you are thinking of moving to some other country again, going through the same process of spending couple of years to get settled and start from the very beginning, I would definitely not suggest.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's all.
Welcome.
Thank you, Yasir. Next, I will ask Afia Shahid Sheikh to come up with her question.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, right now I am in grade 11 and I'm pursuing PCM with computer science. I want to do engineering. So basically, I wanted to know that how do I start the process and how do we go about it, about the admission test? And if we're applying, we're only allowed to apply from our home country, right? So how much money do we need in Indian and Indian currency? And after going to Germany, how much money do we need in hand after that?
So what I have understood, if you can specify a country or if you are asking generally about Europe.
No, sir, I'm asking about Germany right now.
Okay.
About Germany.
You are in your 11th grade or
Yes,
12th
sir.
grade?
11th grade.
11th grade. I
And
think
we live in UAE right now.
okay, these are the subjects. Mathematics, actually mainly mathematics and physics are required to go for any engineering field. In our previous session, I don't know if you have attended it, we have shown about more than 40 different types of engineering program and interdisciplinary program related to engineering available in Germany. The process is, as soon as are you going through CBSE curriculum? Which curriculum are you following?
Afia, I see that you are on mute. Yeah.
Afia, which curriculum are you following? So let's take an example. If you are following CBSE curriculum or the state curriculum of UAE, you definitely have to go through 1 year of foundation and then followed by 3 years of bachelor. But if you are following British A levels or American high school, then it is not required to go through a foundation year. You would be accepted directly for a bachelor's degree. But according to the subject combination, I can understand it was a it was CBSE curriculum, correct?
I think she's not online right now. I see that she is disconnected. So
okay, like
let's take.
She said PCM, physics, chemistry, math, and then computer science. This is a typical combination students take in CBSE. So definitely a foundation year followed by 3 years of bachelor. You need to see if you can take it between 65 and 70% marks in your +2, and it would be enough to apply to any of the German universities.
Perfect. Thank you. So next I'll ask Khayyam to come up with his question. Yeah, Khayyam. Mr. Khayyam, please unmute yourself and you can speak. I see that. Okay. So next, let me see who has raised his hand. Yeah, Khayyam.
Hello, assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Well,
I'm studying in first year right now in commerce field. Further, I want to do BCom in Norway or Netherlands. So please guide me.
You are doing first year. I mean, you're doing the 11th years of your school, right?
Yes.
Or are you doing first year of your bachelor's?
First year of a bachelor.
Which is
No. First year of
high school.
High school.
11th grade, right? Which curriculum
Right.
is it?
Commerce field.
I mean, where are you going to school?
Going to school for
What is
bus
your
mission.
What is your board? CBSC and so.
No. State syllabus, NCRT.
Which city is it? Which country it is?
India.
Okay. Yeah, once you complete your high school, your 12th grade, you can come to apply for, I mean, depending on, you said Norway and Netherlands. Norway has very few degree programs available, about 10. But Netherlands have a couple of degree programs which, I mean, you can apply for, especially BCom is definitely, according to BCom, it would not be BCom, but bachelor's in business, bachelor's in economics, or relevant field of study would be available.
all right. So next we will take question from Arfat Bhatti. So I'll allow him to speak. Yeah, Arfat.
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Well,
Sir, I have total 10 years of work experience, and I had done my graduation in the year 2010. And like I come from a very moderate family, and since I had attended your last session, I found out that Germany and Norway and along with like a couple of more European countries, they are offering free education. And I wanted to be like I wanted to do my masters, but due to family situations, I could not do that. But now I want to go ahead and do graduation, and since
Okay, but I would give the answer. I have understood, I mean, half of it at least. But important, if you could have told us which subjects have you taken, or what is your major in your 10 years ago, whatever you have done. But I think it is okay. Still, you can apply, depending on if you have a degree from a recognized university in your home country, and you have, I mean, between 60 to 70% of your percentage or CGPA in your, I mean, bachelor's degree. And work would definitely also help you, but doesn't matter which country you go, you should have somehow a basic I mean amount of money in order to shift or move. Yeah, for example, if you come to neither Norway or Germany, you still have enough money. You should have enough money to survive for for a living. Yeah, the average amount you require is around 10 to 12,000 euros. If you can manage this, apart from this, we definitely can help you also to apply and get some loans in your home country. We can guide you how to apply, where to apply, because especially if you're applying from India, I mean, banks are offering education loans as well as corporate loans, or sorry, personal loans. So this could also be a possibility that we can help you to apply for the loan if you even don't have money to show or to keep for your living expenses. Okay, but if you could have completed your question, I would have been able more to explain in detail.
yeah, but I see that he's not in the list. I think he got disconnected.
Yes, yeah. So why the reason why I was giving the answer, maybe he can
later on
watch the recorded session.
Correct. So we'll try to connect him over the email also, so that his queries are answered. Next, I see that Afia is back again, and I'll allow her to talk, and then I'll unmute Masiha later on. So Afia, you can unmute yourself and speak up with your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, what I was asking is in Indian rupees, like how we can't apply from UAE, right? If we want to go to Germany for studying, can I apply from UAE since I'm
Yes, you
studying in
can.
UAE?
Yes, you can apply from UAE. It is easier to apply. It is easier to go through the processes. It is easier to get the visa also.
So we approximately need around 10 lakh rupees to like survive, or how much will it be in rupees?
Nowadays, every year the government adjusts this amount a bit. Yeah? For example, till 15th of September, the amount required was 8,236 euros. From 15th September onwards, they have increased a bit. It is now 10,332 euros. Okay, this is the amount required that you should have in your account in order to live successfully for at least 1 year. On the other hand, if you are considering Germany, the amount of money that you're going to spend to learn German language doesn't matter if you start learning in UAE or come here in Germany and learn here. This amount of money ranges between 8 to 10,000 euros. So in nutshell, between 18 to 20,000 euro you should have with you if you are looking to come to Germany for higher education. And this is the only one-time investment, because coming 4 years or 6 years of education would be free of cost.
Okay, and if I'm a student who has an aggregate of over 90% marks, then, so like which universities should I target?
Any university can accept you. There are 429 universities, again, depending on what you want to study. Like you said, engineering, you need to
Computer
specify
science,
which.
yeah, engineering.
Yeah, there are at least 200 universities offering the same. What you need to look at is maybe the contents of the course and maybe your preferred city, and you can go into, I mean, you can get admission in any of the university in that particular city available.
So one last question, how do I get my parents there if I'm studying over there, and if my parents are in India or in UAE, how will they come there?
They can just come to visit you anytime.
So I cannot sponsor them or get them there, right, by any chance?
None of the European Union, it's not possible.
Even after I get a job?
Yes, your immediate family only you can invite, and they can live with you as long as you are living here.
Yeah, if you're looking for a permanent invitation to your parents, there are very specific cases. If you become naturalized here, if you start to live here, then
Yes, so it will be permanent.
yeah, so in the long run, but then again, it's always an issue, because you have to show that your parents are financially dependent on you, which would mean a lot of paperwork. And if you are the only child, then your case becomes stronger. And in that case, definitely you can have some kind of approval so as to invite your parents. Other than that, there are no regulations at the moment. And in most of the European countries, there's one alternative to that, is like if you are from, let's say you are from Germany, you graduated from Germany, you got naturalized there, and then you move to Netherlands. Then there is certain ways in which you can invite your family members through there is a rule called family reunification rule, and they can come and join you in the Netherlands. And once they are with you, so basically they are with you in the Europe. So those kind of alternative ways are there, and that depends on the situation.
My father can apply for a job over there also, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you so much.
So in the future, there are also other opportunities. For example, immigration to Europe, how to immigrate as a family, especially getting a work permit, or investing in Europe. So in the following session, we will be talking about different other ways apart from studying in Europe.
So in the
Thank you so much,
upcoming sessions, we will be having sessions on employment. Then you can get an invite for that. You can join us there also. Yeah. All right. So next, I'll allow Mohammed Masiha to talk. Please unmute yourself, and you can go ahead with your question.
Sorry guys, I was talking to myself. So actually I wanted to ask any specific European country where IT industry is booming or have more scope? Any particular?
Generally it is booming everywhere, but maybe Danish can put some more light on it.
Yes,
Okay.
it is indeed booming in most of the way after the COVID. It's another interesting thing to say that COVID impact has increased the
IT dependency.
capacity of IT in general. Because of this disruption, there's a lot of things which is going in digital transformation. A lot of
Okay.
online work is being going on. So there is a need for that as well. And those who don't, whatever country, if they don't adapt, they will be lagging behind. So within Europe, there is a lot of push to promote this industry. And if your question is more specific to what is going to happen, then of course, I mean, everywhere there is an opportunity. You have to look on what kind of job profile you're looking. Western Europe has a lot of IT industry. If you're specifically focused on IT companies like Amazon, Google, the top ones, they are also placed. They have their offices here in Germany as well, and in general, of course, I mean, most of the countries are looking for IT professionals, and this is a profession where language requirement can still be compromised, which is very good because if you come and have to learn a language, IT is the only safe environment where you could survive for longer term, unlike other profession where you have to really engage and learn the language and so on.
Okay. Cause I am in cloud computing thing, so I just work in AWS and Azure as an administrator. So wanted to ask if which place will be better in terms of Europe. So anyways, it is better everywhere, right?
Yeah, please look for Netherlands. It's a good country, and I'm here, so I can say more about it. Definitely, there are a lot of opportunities here, and it's also English environment, so there's a lot of possibility there. And what you mentioned, Azure and all the cloud experience you have, there are a lot of requirements also. If you combine it with some kind of project management experience, it will give you a better edge among the other applicants. So
Project management, are you saying going for some specific certification like PMP and all?
it will help PMP or Prince2 and so on. But also you should try to expand your knowledge not only to a specific tool, but more in terms of if you are working in a team and if anything comes up, because having a Azure certification gives you certain edge, but not having a Google certified professional or Amazon AWS, that can give you a certain disadvantage. So your openness to working in this kind of environment where you have project management experience will give you a certain edge where you can negotiate during the interview. So
Okay,
Netherlands
so
is a country and Germany.
but should I go for university or directly apply? Means they will not accept, right? Means
University for what?
for job, should I really go for try for university or just directly apply? Will they accept or should I study or increase my future prospects there? After study only it will increase.
It depends how much work experience you have. If you have enough work experience to apply for job, that's also a possibility. Try to look for jobs, see if there is a possibility. If you
Just
think
Also, in the upcoming session, we will be talking about employment. Let's take another questions then. So Mohammed Messiah, you can join us in our next sessions so that your queries about the employment can be answered there. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. So next, I see that we got a lot of questions in Q&A section, and thank you, Imran sir, for answering them by typing. And I see that there are a few questions open. I'll just take one question from Ashfaq Ali. Is Gmat or GRE required to do an MBA in Germany?
Usually no, but maybe there are one or two courses where you need Gmat or GRE. But as a whole, in general, it is definitely not required. Main thing what you need to understand, MBA, you can do MBA, you need to have similar background. If you are looking at public university, you have to have done your BBA, okay? But if you're looking at private universities, even you have a different background of education, you can go for an MBA program in private university. Alternatively, there are interdisciplinary programs like project management, engineering management, technology management, innovation management, European management, or similar sub-programs, which definitely you can opt for if you have a different background than a business study or study related to commerce.
Okay. So next, I'll unmute one more attendee. I cannot read his or her name, but anyways, I'll allow the attendee to talk. Please unmute yourself and catch up with the question.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, my question is, sir, I am doing BSc in computer applications in Aligarh Muslim University. So, sir, my question is, since this is a 3-year course, so will it be a problem for masters in Europe, as it is a 3-year course rather than engineering, which is a 4-year course?
There are some universities would accept you in Germany, but with the condition that you have to take some additional credits in your master's degree then. Okay, this is a possibility. We can help you even to get into some, I mean, I'm talking about Germany because I know more about it. And some few universities would accept you for masters in business, masters in computer applications or computer sciences, but you need to take some further credits in order to have the equivalency during your master's study. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I see a lot of questions from Ashar Ahmed. Ashar Ahmed, shall I unmute you so that you can ask your questions? And then we can close our session because I see no more open questions then. So let me know if you want to talk, Ashar. I have allowed you to speak. Yeah. Mr. Ashar?
Am I audible?
No,
yes,
please.
little only.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
speak up.
very low.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my mic is a bit low. So it was a pleasure session with both of you, and lots of information I got from both of you by question and answer. I just only, and the very last, I only want to know, please display the slides where I can see how to apply in Netherlands and Sweden. This is the only last question because most of my questions were already replied by you. I'm very thankful for you.
Ashar, we have a recording here and you can watch it afterwards. And you can on the timeline see the slides when we were presenting. We were presented also the link. For Sweden, it is studyinSweden.se. And for Netherlands, we have also given a link there. It's also Nuffic, NUFFIC.nl. You can watch it on the slide. So I think you didn't miss it.
Yeah, perfect. So since we are running out of time, but still I see one last hand raise. Shall I take his question, please? Yeah. So Mr. Nawaz Sharif Sheikh, I have unmuted you. You can speak.
Hello. Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Sir, my question is for Danish sir. Sir, I have completed my bachelor's degree from chemical engineering, and I did my master's from thermal engineering, which is an interdisciplinary course of mechanical and chemical. And right now, I am currently working in a chemical industry. But I saw the slide in your presentation regarding this PDENG program. So, can I apply for that one? Am I eligible for that one?
Yes, for PD engineering, it is required to have a master's degree and even preferred to have a work experience. So combining these two, you are eligible. You have to just Google PD engineering Netherlands, type in the subject that you're looking for, a combination of chemical and mechanical, that's what you said?
Yes, sir. Thermal engineering, thermal sciences. It's a combination of mechanical and chemical engineering.
Okay, so in that case, yeah, you just please look around. Then you will, if you find a position there, you can apply. It is normally a paid position. So it's not just a studentship, but you will be paid to work for PD engineering. PD engineering is a 2-year program and with a very much applicability to the job industry. So you will be working with the industry during your program. So that also increases your chances of jobs. And I would definitely encourage you to look for, because it's interdisciplinary, related to industry, short-term, paid. There are a lot of advantages and it's very unique. It's only specific to the Netherlands so far that I know of.
Sir, just one more question.
Yeah.
I have completed my master's only in 2019 and I have just 8 months of industrial experience in chemical industry, sir. So will it be a problem since I'm having very less industrial experience?
No, it's not a problem. again, the more is better, but having less doesn't make you out of the possibility. You should definitely try to explain what you did. And it's PD engineering is also meant for people who are graduated as a master's. So there are a lot of freshers who are joining. I just gave you a possibility that if you have experience, you have advantage. Even if it is 8 months, it counts. So you should definitely go for it.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so we are done with our Q&A round, and I see that almost all the queries, they were answered. Thank you so much, Imran Saab and Danish Saab, for yet another interactive and highly informative session today. It is extremely gratifying to have humble and experienced speakers and career coaches like you on board with us in our sessions. I, on behalf of EMP, would like to thank you both for your selfless support, time, and guidance. To all our attendees, I highly appreciate your logging in today for today's session and making these sessions a wonderful experience for all of us. I wish attending these sessions will be helpful to you all in your educational as well as professional career paths. We have uploaded our main session of 29th August on our EMP YouTube channel, and also the first follow-up session is uploaded there as well. So we will be uploading today's recorded session on our YouTube channel in a few days, inshallah. Stay tuned to us, connect to us on our social media platforms so that you all can get our regular updates on time on all the activities we are conducting nowadays. Do not forget to send your feedbacks. You can write email at info@ampusa.org. I repeat, info@ampusa.org, telling us how you like our sessions and your experiences with our in these sessions. Your feedbacks are highly welcome and are valuable to us. So we are done with 2 follow-up sessions today, and we are done with the education in European Union countries, in Germany and outside Germany. So if you wish to be a part of EMP and its community work, you can simply log on to www.ampindia.org/join-EMP. In case you have any queries, feel free to write us at info@ampusa.org, or you can directly connect with both our expert speakers at info.germanyedu@gmail.com. Wishing you all a happy and fruitful learning experience with us and a successful future and a great career ahead. We will be conducting our next follow-up sessions, and you all will get an invite for that. And that will be based on employment and I think PhD and postdoc. Yeah. So inshallah.
There will be 2 sessions, right?
2 sessions, yes. So inshallah, we'll just connect with you all and you'll all get an invite for the sessions. So, all right, friends, thank you so much. I'm Humaira, your host, signing off now. Stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Take care. Goodbye for now. Good night. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.